I know people don't want to hear this, but for the 15 years I've been in Lee County, we've had two systems. We've had the Cape Coral dispatch system and the Lee County dispatch system.
Well, you actually have way more than two, but
Okay, well, also the Sheriff's Department. But
also Fort Myers. Also Fort Myers Fire Department was separate from the Police Department.
right. My point being,
Sanibel.
have you looked into consolidating 911 with the county in any respect to reduce some of those expenses? The reason I ask is because our dispatch covers our policemen and our firemen. But as you all are getting dispatched to a call, say it's an auto accident or a medical call, the ambulance can be as much as 2 minutes later being dispatched by Lee County simply because the call has to be transferred from
Well, that's actually
911 over,
that's actually
or vice versa.
well, no, that's how it would appear. But in reality, the reason for the delay for EMS, if you call and say my husband's having a heart attack, my wife's having a heart attack, that call is immediately transferred to EMS. Right then and there. Our people only monitor that call. The call is actually managed and handled by EMS, and our people are in the background just listening, putting in data. So there isn't a delay because we have to take our information and give it to the county. The delay is built in because EMS has a higher level protocol than what we do. The fire chief has directed our communication staff to dispatch his rescue trucks at a point that's earlier than what is typically EMS. EMS has a lot more questions they ask, and they want a lot of more upfront data before they hit the dispatch button. We go the other way, and we push the dispatch button sooner, and then the information is fed to the unit as it's en route. So it is a management decision on the part of Lee County EMS as to why their units are slow to respond to some calls for service.
You don't perceive any savings if we were to investigate?
I don't know if that's something that has to be looked at. To just say yes or no.
When was the last time it was evaluated?
It has never been evaluated, to my knowledge. There's also some things that the citizens of Cape Coral have come to expect and demand, and that's probably a higher degree of service than you're going to get out of a combined dispatch. The local knowledge of a combined dispatch, the local knowledge goes away with the combined dispatch. The county presently doesn't have a 911 center that's rated greater than a Cat 3, so someone's got to build the building. The Lee County Sheriff's Department dispatch has to pick up and move if a hurricane is approaching Lee County. We don't. You know the horror stories of the Ortez Center. If you get a rain event like, what was that, Tropical Storm Lee? They actually put up sandbags and become submerged down amongst a couple of feet of water at 911 Ortez. So the county is nowhere near prepared to even to offer a combined dispatch center.
Maybe we are.
We could accommodate some. I've actually had brief conversations with some people, but there isn't that interest right now.
Might be an interesting revenue stream for us.
Well, there's something that could be said about us doing maybe some work with other law enforcement agencies. Not necessarily the Sheriff's Office, because the Sheriff's Office employs, I was over their office the other day, and they got to have 20 dispatchers in their room in the day shift.
Well, Sheriff's different.
Yeah.
Totally different.
But, you know, we were fortunate. We received $8 million worth of grant money. We have the only P25 compliant radio system in Lee County because of that. And the good news is we paid nothing for it. The feds gave us $6 million. Lee County government gave us $2 million. And the residents of Cape Coral have the full benefit of it. You'll see articles that are starting to appear where communities throughout the United States are trying to figure out what are they going to do to come into this FCC compliance when we're talking multiple millions of dollars. We're already there. We pulled that one off a couple of years ago at no cost to the taxpayer. So there's Our technology is good. Our technology is up on the leading edge. I think you have an excellent product here, and you have some very capable staff, be it Commander Carter and her people over there, that we go through and we look at things like queue time delay. Fancy word for how long does it take from when the phone rings to the officer or fire truck is actually dispatched. That's an important number in there. And they manage it very well over there, and they get the call out. And then it's up to the firefighters and the police officers to get to the call. And they do an excellent job of that.